To achieve something big, you always have to start small. Here are the 6 habits that I think that changed my life in the right direction. So I was wondering, watching the new video of Casey Neistat, and I'm very happy that he's back to New York and his old roots, and seeing him happy just doing his thing that he always loved to do. It just seems so perfect and so easily for him to vlog, and that's a thing that I want to achieve as well. But let's get back to the topic that I want to talk about, or the problem that a lot of people are facing. How do I achieve my big goals? To achieve your big goals, you have to start small, of course. These are the 6 habits that I'm currently doing, and I feel like those are kind of like habits that everyone can easily adapt, even for myself. Trying out a new habit takes always a lot of effort, and sometimes I'm not consistent enough to hold on to the habits. But I think with those 6, everyone can achieve something bigger. So the one and very first habit is actually very simple. Just wake up earlier. When you have to go to work, just wake up at least 1 hour, best of course 2 hours a little bit earlier. I wake up at 5 AM, then you have a lot of time. When you wake up so early, you're able to do a lot of things productively, or even just take a walk, go outside, spend some time with yourself, read a book, just enjoy this quiet and silent environment around you, because everyone is sleeping, and I think that's the best time to do the things, to take the time for you of the day, because when you start your work, after the work you're completely done and you just want to relax and do something else. I think to be more creative and more productive, you have to start early in the morning. The second habit is actually to avoid technology. That means just put your phone aside when it's sleeping time, at least 1 hour before your sleeping routine, or whenever you wake up, try to avoid using your phone in the first hour at least, so you kind of like get a better start of the day. When you start using your phone or whatever, you kind of like get trapped in those let's say TikTok loops, where you start watching one thing, or you start watching the news, and so on and so on. And even if you just wanted to spend like 5 minutes, it came up with an hour. The third thing is that I avoid is drinking coffee. Caffeine is for me kind of like a drug, even when you're eating something with a lot of sugar, chocolate or something. When you're using caffeine, when you're drinking coffee, you're super concentrated for an hour, let's say, and after that your concentration, your productivity that you're working on, it drops so fast, and whenever you try to get back to it, it kind of like feels like a drug. You have to always take the caffeine, let's say the coffee, to get you back to the level. And I think when you try just reduce it to the minimum, that you will actually feel a lot more better, and throughout the day you feel a lot more energized. So after the work, or kind of like middle of work, after working let's say 1 or 2 hours straight on, you kind of feel like tired, and you just want to have a little bit of distraction. Most of us just grab the phone, look up the news, watch some videos or something for 5 minutes. And I think the best thing to do is just to stand up and walk, have a pace, just spend time with yourself, let your thoughts sink in, try to avoid, let's say, tech things like smartphones where you get distracted. Just give yourself some time to reset your head from the work where you don't feel like working, and after that you can of course continue. It's just a thing that helped me a lot to get through my working life. And it comes up directly to the point where you should give yourself time to think. We are super distracted nowadays. Whenever I try to, let's say, play a game, I try to start at the same time to listen to a podcast, where I try to maximize my time. Whenever I go out walking, I try to listen to a podcast or something else. I try to, let's say, spend the time or wisely stack up things. And the problem is we kind of like Of course, it's a good thing to learn and get to know something, but the big issue is I see is that you don't get time to sort out your own thoughts where you need it. Especially when you're under the shower, it's always the thing where your most ideas came up when you're just showering and doing nothing. For the most people, that's the time where they just relax and be by themselves and think about the things that they've gone through and sort a little bit out. And the last point is be a producer, not a consumer. That means nowadays we just sit on the couch, watch TV, we game, we are just listening to podcasts, reading books, watching a lot of videos. We're trying to develop ourselves, of course, in a way, when we're doing something, or we're trying to enjoy our time. But I think what we are losing touch of it is actually doing something. That means just, for example, creating this YouTube video, or when you go out and you want to just create something by your hands, you want to create something, you want to build something, you want to write down your thoughts, you want to write a book, you want to just try out things and be your own producer. And I think that helps us a lot to improve. And when we are improving that way, we can actually become something even better for ourselves. And when we do this kind of tasks where we just have to think and get in this kind of zone where you feel uncomfortable, where you have to, let's say it's a challenge for you to think about what you can do to be a little bit more, let's say you want to create a video like here, what could be the benefit of it when you've done it? Is it a thing which you could look back in a couple of years and think that's a really nice thing that I did and be really appreciated? And it's also kind of like a personality where you develop yourself, and I think that's a good thing. Nowadays somehow I think people are losing touch of it, and I think that's quite a good way to get yourself a lot better, get yourself in a position where you can try out a lot of things, and maybe you can find a new passion, or even a new thing that you're really interested, that you thought that would never be on your list. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what was your actually habit from the list that I pointed out. What was really interesting for you? Which point will you probably try out? Or is there any kind of habit you would highly recommend someone when they're trying to change somehow the lifestyle that they're going through, that they're feeling, let's say, unwell or unmotivated or unhappy or something, that everyone should try out that kind of habit? I'm very happy for every support. Please write down to the comment what you think. Of course, if you like the video, leave something behind if you like it or not. I want to try to develop things, I want to improve a little bit more. Just let me know. Alright, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for sharing, and of course for all the support. I'm really thankful whoever's watching. I'll see you on my next video.